quiet intro.
Why is it so quiet?
Welcome to Off Kilter Podcast, episode 13.
Yeah, the unlucky number. The unlucky podcast.
It is a Friday.
Is it?
Well, yeah, it is. So.
Friday, the 13th podcast.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We finally hit it.
13?
Friday. And, you know.
What? I'm
Yep.
confused. We finally hit Friday?
Yeah. You know, the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
We're recording this the day after Thanksgiving anyway. You'll be seeing it 2 weeks after Thanksgiving.
Probably, yeah.
That's always awkward.
I mean, you know, we might be like, because we were just trying to do the backup thing, and it's just kind of.
I mean, 2 weeks podcast, that's fine.
Yeah, but I mean,
until school gets out.
I mean, we've been. We're pretty much done.
I still got some tests to take.
Actually, yeah, I got tests to take, but I mean, let's be honest, we're taking them at home.
Yeah, but still.
The point being, we're probably gonna be fine.
Probably.
I'll have to do math homework and math tests, but other than that, I'm just gonna be a very honest college student.
Oh, yes.
Who has the opportunity to do all of his work at home with 100%
Honesty.
honesty.
That's all other college kids are doing right now.
Yes, not a single thing looked up.
The most knowledge demographic college kids.
What did you just say?
I said the most honest demographic
Oh.
college kids.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's talk about how you drink your soda at room temperature and how that's a sin.
No, let's talk about how the weirdest things bother you. Like, what's wrong with me drinking my soda room temperature?
It's just weird.
Also, it's kind of cold because it was in the gas station fridge.
Like an hour ago, it was in the gas station.
Yeah, and now it's like still a little cold.
It's like cool.
Makes my mouth.
It's like it's been sitting in a cold room.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine with me. It's kind of a leftover when I was a little kid and I didn't brush my teeth right, so I had really sensitive teeth. So
I've been having tooth sensitivity issues, but I switched to a new toothpaste and it's really helped.
Oh, I was about to say I think Mountain Dew erodes your teeth a lot.
I know it's probably the issue, but it's actually been getting a lot better since I changed what I was doing. So whatever.
Do you like drink before or after you brush your teeth though? Apparently that can make a difference.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I drink, but I brush my teeth in the morning and the night.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like there's people they say not to drink orange juice like right after you brush your teeth.
I never drink orange juice.
Well, I'm telling you the concept was not only because it tastes bad, but because it actually destroys more of your tooth enamel or something like that, which makes them more sensitive, rather than if you drank orange juice and then brushed your teeth.
I don't drink orange juice.
Orange juice and Mountain Dew, I'd say, are probably about the same acidity.
Well, I really don't drink or eat much in the morning usually anyway. So, I'll just brush my teeth and it'll be several hours before I ingest anything most of the time.
What
So
about nighttime, Wesley?
So it's a moot point. That's what I'm saying.
Nighttime applies too.
Okay, well, at nighttime, I don't eat any or drink anything either after I brush my teeth.
Oh, you're one of those.
What? That's what you're supposed to do.
I know. I usually eat in
Actually,
the
what
morning.
I've been doing recently is I saw this online is since I had one tooth that was sensitive, not really my whole mouth, and that tooth has gotten a lot better. It was weird because I've had this happen a couple times. I'll have no sensitivity at all, be eating and drinking everything, every temperature, and then one day it'll just be like bam,
yeah,
one tooth is dies when I try to eat or drink something, and that's what happened. But where was I going?
You're probably gonna say
Anyway.
you started hurting way more.
But yeah, it's so crazy. It's always just one tooth. I went to the dentist for it a couple times, and I thought about doing it this time, but they didn't really help me much last time. They did some weird stuff that I didn't really think helped that much, and it got better over time. So that's what I'm doing again. But this time I'm switching toothpaste, and all that to say, I went online and I saw people suggesting to when you brush your teeth at night to just brush your teeth and not rinse out your mouth super good and just leave the toothpaste there to permeate.
Fair enough, but that tastes weird.
It's fine. The toothpaste I'm using is not too
Minty.
not too aggressive, not too what's the word?
Acoustic. Accosting.
Offensive.
There
That's
we
what
go.
I was talking for.
I was just saying fun words.
I know.
But see, I'm one of those weird I have been blessed with Are you okay there?
Let's keep going.
I think I got some good genes when it comes to teeth. Like, I had to get braces, of course.
So do you have good genes or teeth?
Uh-huh. Because, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I am the laziest when it comes to brushing my teeth.
We've talked about, like, I remember you looking at me one day, I was like, and you said, bro, do you actually brush your teeth twice a day?
I have never had a cavity. I've never had to get anything done to my teeth, except when they pulled them out for, like, a few out for braces. I've never had a tooth rot, never had a cavity, never had anything had to be done other than that. See, I brush my teeth, like, once a day.
I've always been super aggressive with brushing my teeth. That's also something I changed. Like, me and my brother, like, until this one recently happened and I changed my ways. Like, now I brush a lot more lightly.
Bro, your protection is expired.
Right, I freaking hate that thing. But I used to, me and my brother still does, I think, like, brush super aggressively, like we're attacking the cavities.
Yeah.
Like, to the death.
Well, that just makes it worse, doesn't it?
Sometimes.
I usually just give my teeth a good once over.
Like, our toothbrushes, or teeth brush.
Toothbrushy.
Like, are, like, look like old brooms. Like, they're all, like...
Yeah. See, mine just comes from pure laziness.
Fair enough.
Like, I wake up, my body's like, I need to go brush my teeth. And then I don't. And I'm like, oh yeah, I go to work. So then I'm like, right before I go to work, I'll brush my teeth.
See, in the morning, like, I can go all the way up until I have to go somewhere, but, like, I can feel it. Like, if I'm about to go to work, it's like, I can feel there's something wrong in the midst of my mouth.
Really?
Yeah,
Mine's
it's like an
more
uncomfortable feeling.
Mine's more like, I'm about to leave the house, I should put on deodorant, and then when I open my drawer, there's the toothbrush next to it. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do that.
You don't?
No, I do it.
Oh.
But, like, I don't, I'll be going
Think
to
about
sleep
it.
at night, and, like, it'll be 1 a.m. if I'm falling asleep, and I'll go pee, and then, like, I'll walk right by the door that has my toothbrush, and I'm like, I can brush my teeth right now, and then I just keep walking. I just don't brush my teeth at night. Never had to.
I've always been strict twice a day brush.
Twice a decimal.
Now I'm a mouthwash, brush my teeth in the morning, and brush my teeth, mouthwash in the morning, and then mouthwash, brush my teeth, leave the toothpaste at night. Is what I've been for the past 4 days. Ish.
I think if we had to, like, describe our personalities, right, using, like, the alignments, you know what I mean?
Right.
You would definitely be more of, like, a routine, like, lawful neutral kind of guy.
I like routines and very, like, I'm just a very specific person.
Yeah.
Like, I like routines in a couple aspects of my life, but as far as, like, working or, like, daily life, just, like, the meat of my day, I'm not the type of person to go on vacation with an itinerary, is what I'm saying. I don't need a routine for everything, but, like, stuff, like, that I know I need to do, I like to have it, like, organized.
Yeah. I just kind of live. Like, there is no if, whence, how as to how I live. I just kind of go. And it's kind of disturbing because it means I have a really hard time, like, committing to things sometimes. So, like, I roll out of bed. I'll set up and be like, I'll wake up at 7:30. And I wake up at 7:30. But then I fall back asleep. I'm like, psh, life will wait. And then I'll roll out of bed and I'm like, what should I do? And I'll just walk around or do whatever. There's no specific thing. Some days I just walk straight over to the computer. And some days I'm like, oh yeah, my dog's asleep. And I have to go let him out of his bed. Like, it's great. And sometimes I just forget for like 3 hours and I'm like, oh yeah, he's in the crate.
I've done that.
There's no rhyme or reason. It's just like, you just kind of live. You just kind of vibe, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of a word.
Dang. Really just be vibing.
Yeah. It's kind of whack.
I'll use all the cool words. Go.
Yeah.
Use them all. I don't know. It's funny that I'm that person in, like, some regards of my life, but I'm also the guy who, like, stays up till 5 and sleeps till 2.
Which is so funny because he'll be like, yeah, I'll go eat lunch with you guys
That
tomorrow.
was, yeah, and I slept through it. We were me and Garrett and one of our other friends.
Jackson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just going to not say anything.
Oh, yeah,
We're going to go eat lunch, and I was like, okay, I'll meet you guys there at 12, and I woke up and I was like, oh, it's 2 o'clock.
Did I tell you I knocked on your window?
Yeah, you did tell me that.
He didn't wait. Okay, I don't know if you can see it from where the camera is. His bed and his window are, like, right next to each other. His skull is practically touching the window, like, 4 inches from it.
And
I went, boom, boom, boom.
I am the soundest sleeper, like, that I've ever met, okay? And this causes a lot of problems in my life, okay?
Oh, so many problems.
Because, like, it is genuinely, if I do not set, like, at least 5 alarms, it is genuinely very difficult for me to get up. I'll sleep through 1 or 2 alarms, like easily. Like I'll never even try like wake up a little bit.
But then when he gets
And
up,
even if it is 5 alarms, I'll get up and like when I first get up, I am a total zombie. Like my mom will tell you this. Like she's tried to communicate with me like when I'm first waking up, and it is practically impossible. Like I won't remember it half the time. I won't be speaking anything that's intelligible.
I thought you were going to say I wouldn't be speaking English.
Yeah, I wake up speaking only Japanese. No,
Your mom's like, hey, can you take the trash out? And you're like, Nani?
no, I'm just a complete zombie. Like my mom will ask me like if I have class today, and I'll just be like, and like I'm such a zombie, and all I want to do is go back to sleep. So even if I set 5 alarms in my zombie-like state, most of the time my reaction is to turn them off and go back to sleep. Like without even thinking about if I have to do anything. So I'm genuinely fearful for like when I have to live by myself. So like I feel like I'm just gonna never get to go anywhere.
Get one of
I'm
those
always gonna
alarms
fall.
for deaf people.
That's a good idea, actually.
The ones that like shake the bed till you
Most
get
of the
out.
time when I really have to go somewhere, if I can get an alarm that's not near me, like that I have to get up and go turn off.
Yeah, all the way across the room. You're like,
That's what I used to do when I had school every day. Is I would set an alarm like on this side of the room.
I mean, it didn't really work.
It worked enough.
You got there at 7:44 when we had to be there at 7:45 or 7:48 like every day.
The tardy bell rang at 7:50, dude.
It's not no Mr. G's tardy bell.
Well,
was way
Mr. G
before
is
that.
not counting.
Mr. G could.
I remember the day that I walked in right when he was like right in front of me to close the door. Like he was like a foot in front of me
Yeah.
as I walked in. And I'm just like, what's up?
You're like, hey, how's it going?
What's up?
And he was like, get her on time. Such an angry Cuban man.
Angry man he was.
Dude, he has said some gems. Those
He
band
has
directors-
said some gems.
Shut up. Those band directors have said some solid like pearls of like wisdom over the years.
Dude, I should tell some stories about like. Can we use their real names?
I mean, you want to talk about the one that committed a crime, or
Yeah, that one.
now we say his name.
Don't say his name.
No, go ahead.
Let's not say his name.
Really, Dr. Stupid.
I feel like we can say Mr. G's name.
Yeah, Mr. I mean, that's ambiguous.
Yeah.
What about Dr. Stupid?
Wow.
I mean, he was pretty dumb.
He's.
He was intelligent.
Let's not call.
You
call
could
it.
say he was smart.
Let's call him James.
James.
Dr. James.
Just call him James.
Yeah,
Or-
Dr.
no,
James.
well, Dr. James.
Anyway, okay, Dr. James. Me and Dr. James did not really
Yeah.
get along very well. Our personalities kind of clashed a little
Did
bit.
they?
Just a little bit.
Did they?
Just a little bit. And one time we were like, we were playing this piece of music in wind ensemble, and I played the trumpet in high school, which is a weird sentence to say.
Me too.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that a little bit.
We have.
Yeah.
I think because we said you were first and I was third chair.
So we're playing. I think this was my first year at County High, so Garrett was not in the same band as me.
Yeah.
And we were we were playing this piece of music, and I was like third or fourth chair that year,
Yeah.
and like everybody was absent that day, so like none of the other people playing the part I was playing was there, and I messed up this part, right? I messed up an entrance, like I was like a couple counts off. It was like clearly I messed up,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at my music stand, right? Dr. James is above me.
Are you talking about the?
Yeah. And I'm looking at my music stand. I was like, and I messed it up. I knew I messed it up. And I put my horn down because there was a rest after it. And I was like, and I was not looking at anyone except for right at my music stand. I shrugged, right? And this was not acceptable. Dr. James cuts off the whole band, like dead stop. And he looks at me, and this is pretty close to exactly what he said. He was like, "How dare you bring that lackadaisical attitude to my band?" He screamed the word lackadaisical, and
Yeah.
and I just sit there like straight faced.
I mean, how can you not laugh?
I was very close to laughing, and I had people come up to me afterwards, and it was like, and they were like, "Man, I think it was one of our friends, real tall trombone player, skinny. I'll use his name, Kirk."
Captain.
Kirk was like, man, I respect you for not like getting angry or crying or something, like, because there had been people like Dr. James would yell out and they would like cry or get angry.
He was such an aggressive man.
Pretty much, I mean, my default state is very neutral.
Is it?
So I just like, that was my reaction while he was yelling at me. But yeah, I was pretty close to laughing. Just like, I can't believe that he yelled the word lackadaisical.
Did I ever tell you the story? Like, you know me, like when I play music, I have to pay attention because I don't have a good sense of time, like with my feet. So I completely zone out.
Have I told the middle school?
No, we don't. Yes, you have.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. Well, for those who don't know, I have a very terrible sense of beat when it comes to actually tapping my feet and playing at the same time. It's just too many things. So I always played by ear and like just stuff like that. So I would get so into it, I would physically like disassociate. At least in 9th grade and 10th grade, right? Mm-hmm. It was 10th grade because Jenna.
Marbles.
No. Whatever. The girl that played trumpet. What do you smell it?
No, I have something in my nose.
The girl that played trumpet went to Midland Ensemble that year. So it was just me and, what do we call him? We gave him a name last episode. I almost said Ping, but...
Was it not John?
No. Whatever. He played the trumpet and he was in the chair above me, right?
Yeah.
We played the same part. I have no recollection of this because I did not hear Mr. G screaming at me over the whole band. I have no recollection of this. But evidently he was yelling at me that I had a mute still in my trumpet. I didn't hear this.
It's happened to all of us.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I remember we stopped, like, we played through the whole thing. And then I looked at my trumpet. I was like, oh, the mute's in there. And I took it out, right? And then later on, he was like, how did you not hear that? And I was like, hear what? He's like, I was yelling at you. I was like, you were?
That's pretty good.
This happened a few times. Not going to lie. Turns out, disappearing into the feel of the music's what he wants, but maybe not that much.
Just got to feel it, but like, listen to me.
I still remember that to this day. It was great.
That's pretty good. I never knew about that story.
Really?
No.
Oh. It's definitely 10th grade then.
Dude, I have another good Dr. James story. So,
Dr. James just
if you know me, when I have like an opinion on something, like I'm a pretty opinionated person on some things.
Don't touch my keys with dirty hands.
I'll tell that. I'm in the right. You have no.
No, like I was just being funny.
We'll get there. I'll tell. No. You brought it up. We could discuss that. Okay.
It's fine.
But okay, so when I played trumpet, I eventually switched to this mouthpiece and didn't play anything else because I stopped carrying even more. But I had two different mouthpieces. One that I like to use for jazz, which is, I don't know if you're a trumpet player or a brass player.
About this. Yeah.
You'll understand what I mean. But like the cup in the mouthpiece was a lot shallower, and it allowed you to get some higher notes a little easier. Had a little bit like of a sharper, brighter tone, kind of cut through. And I played a lot of lead at the time, so it fit a lot for that style of music.
Yeah.
And I had a deeper mouthpiece that I would often use for concert band. And the fact that I switched between mouthpieces for different bands got to the band directors, and this was just detestable.
Wait, to James?
Yeah, to Dr.
He didn't care.
He didn't care as much. He still cared, but like not as much.
Like, why should they care?
Yeah, they should.
You were literally first chair. There's a reason.
They shouldn't care, but they did. I don't know. Mr. G, I felt like he also didn't like my decisions a lot of the times, but he was like more okay with. He just like gave up hope. I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince me.
He fell into the deep part of the abyss and how he.
But Dr. James, he
hated you till he left.
Dude, Mr. G, like I would say we're on good terms. Like we liked each other. We had our ups and downs, but Dr. James, like, he actually hated me.
I think he did. No, like, I genuinely believe he hated a lot of people.
Yeah, he was a very angry man.
He hated you unless you were, like, a psycho.
Yeah. But...
Well, except for that one time.
So I switched between these two mouthpieces, and one day Dr. James just walks over to where we're playing and, like, picks up my mouthpiece, looks at it, and goes, wimp, and hands it back to me in front of the whole band. And I'm like, this guy is a teacher? He's an adult?
What was
these
that?
people yelling at me.
Did he really do that?
Yes.
I don't.
Dude, yes, he
you
did
never
that.
told me that.
He did that.
Wait, you didn't tell me, but I remember you like really angry the rest of the day, or like the next day or so.
Dude, okay, and after this, I went to his office and I said, with like something, I don't remember like verbatim, but like something, because I like texted my dad about this. I was like, this is like not okay, right?
What'd your dad say?
He agreed with me, of course, but and he like had the reaction of like, that guy's an adult teacher and he's like yelling at you about this stupid stuff in front of a whole band. It's like, that's not a way to act. And I like went to his office and I was like, with all due respect, Dr. James, like, this is my decision and that's what I've decided, and I would like for you not to yell at me in front of the whole band.
Yeah.
And he was like, his reaction was, as I was telling him this, he started to walk out of his office and he was like, well, you know best anyway, and he left.
I do remember you telling me that. Oh.
I was like, wow.
But I think, see, I don't know if this guy was genuinely just like a turd or if he was stressed out. Because remember when he was no longer lead band director for an event that happened that caused him
after he dedicated a song.
that was... Dr. James wasn't the smartest man. He made a mistake, and point being, he had to...
I also just think he was like one of those guys who's like I'm opinionated, but he was one of those guys like, I'm definitely right, everyone else is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a difference.
I think it was both that and he was stressed. Because he definitely chilled out a lot the moment he was stepping down. Or like he went from lead band director to not.
I think that was like, he knew he was out of there, so he just stopped caring.
Yeah. Which was cool.
Yeah,
Like,
he was kind of cool then.
I actually liked talking to him. But I had a lot of weird moments with him when that happened. Like, he...
The only, like, after these events, like, these few, like, clashes me and Dr. James had, we kind of just, like, stopped talking to each other. We were like, no.
I mean, that's fair.
Which I was happy about.
I think the weirdest thing was when I was in the bathroom. Like, I walked out of the stall and he was just at a urinal and he turned and looked at me. And I was like, okay, he's looking at me. Kind of strange. Like, I went to the sink.
Dude, anyone that tries to talk to me while either of us or both of us are at a urinal, it's like, bro.
I'll do it being funny, but, like, not actually trying to start conversation. You know, I'll be like, hey, what's going on over there? Or, so, you know, just being weird, right? I don't do this to strangers. It has to be a friend,
right.
you know?
Even then, I'm kind of like, if it's a joke, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But, like, if someone's, like, actually trying to talk to me, it's like, hey, man, what's up? Like, I'm just like,
Bro, stop. But he looked at me and he goes, need some soap? I'm like, what? And he looks and he stops, zips his pants up, or like, I guess underwear, you know, the whole steps
Thankfully.
that lead to that, right? Turns around, walks over to the little, you remember the little thing you could hang a coat or something?
Yeah.
The little rack. Sticks his hand up to the top, pulls out this bottle of soap and goes, want some?
That's kind of funny, though.
And I very specifically remember that because I was like, sure. Just kind of got me some soap. Just went going. But I have quite a few stories where the band directors would use that bathroom, and it was always really weird because they try to talk to you. Mr. G was like, so how's that trumpet part going?
Yeah.
Or ask me just about like my day or something. Be like, had a good day. Like, dude, I'm peeing.
Never really asked me about my day.
I don't, you know, we had different standings.
Actually, though, on to like Mr. G, like Zach talked to him the other day, or not like the other day. This was a while ago. I talked to Zach on occasion because we're pretty
tight.
Yeah, I said his real name, but he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's fine. He's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm on the podcast."
He probably doesn't. I don't think he listens.
I
to
think
the podcast.
you've seen one of them.
Maybe I've seen one of them. I don't think he listens every 2 weeks or whatever. Huh?
You don't know that.
I don't know that.
I
was surprised that my cousin, when we were at the scavenger hunt, looked at Garrett and was like, "Oh, you're the guy from the podcast."
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I wouldn't feel bad if Zach didn't watch the podcast. There was that time I did threaten to snap his neck. But
Hey, it'll be fine.
I mean, water under the bridge, right? We all make mistakes in the heat of anger.
But, okay, so I was talking to Zach, and he said that he talked to Mr. G, and they were talking about different alumni and all that. And Mr. G, like, said some good things about me. He was like, it was, like, kind of heart-touching. It was kind of touching.
Were you trying to say heartfelt?
And touching at the same time. Kind of heart-touching.
It's not heart-touching, man. You're, like, really touched my heart.
But yeah, he like said some nice things about me, which I honestly kind of didn't expect. I didn't think he hated me, but I didn't think he particularly liked me. But he seemed pretty positive. That was nice.
I genuinely thought, like, all 4 years when we were going to be there, I was like, what's he going to say about me? Like, genuinely, right?
Right.
Because I remember we had a lot of, like, jokes from jazz band and stuff, but those were, like, one-off things that didn't stay for too long. So I was wondering if one day he'd be like, hey, remember that joke website? You've been updating it, man? Because it was something stupid from, like, freshman year, you know? Or, like,
Joke website?
Yeah, I kept...
You mean the email?
No. I forgot about that. It's because he would keep saying something weird, and I'd always have like, if there's like a bit of awkward silence or something, he'd look at me and be like, you got a joke? In 9th grade jazz band, and I kept him going. It was just a stupid thing, right?
Remember, like, our English teacher when we had those fake emails?
Yeah.
Like, you had
I started it.
A daily, yeah, you did a daily jokes for, what's his fake name? Boat car.
Vote car?
Boat car.
Boat car.
It was daily jokes for boat car.
Yeah.
And then I started a daily inspiration for boat car, which was like an inspirational thing, but it slowly descended more and more into negative, like, quotes.
Mine did that too. At some point,
like, it was a good quote, a bad quote, a funny quote, a weird quote. Then it was like a Marxist quote and then no, it was like Marxist quote is like, my goal in life is to destroy capitalism and dethrone God. And then it was just a straight up Hitler quote.
I thought I did one of those, not a Hitler quote, but I thought I did like a Holocaust joke or something that same day. Like, we were terrible.
I don't know.
We kind of ruined it because eventually we told him who it was, but he was getting a crack out of that because one day in class he was like, opened his
these
email.
Guys keep sending me weird email.
Yeah, he opened his email in the middle of class. He's like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, I remember that.
He liked it though. He's like, "This is so weird."
Good times.
Yeah, I still remember the day he left. Wow, that sounds sad.
What a transition. And he left.
I still remember the last day he went to school with us. Like when he.
I don't remember the last day he went to school
because I saw him in the hallway. Like I was walking to one of my classes, and he goes, "Garrett, I know you've come to me before and talked to me about things going on in your life and how you feel about the students and like the things they go through. Keep that up. That makes you a good man." And I was like, "Bro, dude, that like..."
He didn't say that to me. I don't think I saw him on his last day, to be honest. I got his email and like emailed him like months ago, like when he like first left. Like, cause I asked his wife like what his email was. I was like, I want to keep in contact with him. Emailed him. I don't think he's ever responded to me.
Or you didn't see it.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not hurt.
It bothered. Dude, he thought I was cool.
He thought I was cool.
I mean, we
he
watched
probably
the same
liked me
movies.
better.
No. He talked about Donnie Darko, and I actually watched it.
So
I don't know. That just kind of stuck with me over the years. It was like,
the year.
It feels like so much longer ago.
It's like, yeah, back in my high school days.
I didn't mean like that. I just felt like he left after 10th grade. Even though I would like randomly walk into his office at the end of like school days and be like, "Hey, it's okay." Now in hindsight, he probably thought I was talking about myself, but I'd probably be like, "Hey, there's kids in my grade that have been talking about X problem. They've come to me asking for help. I have no idea what to say. What do you think I should do?" You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I did that a few times. And then hindsight, that totally sounds like, "Hey, I have this friend.
My friend has this problem."
No. Yeah. I think one time I did come to him saying it was a friend, but it was me. Like,
one time?
Yeah, probably. You think I honestly remember what I asked him?
Nah, I have no idea.
I remember the people, but not the problems.
I honestly talked a lot, like, not saying either one of us was better or worse, but I just asked him about what he was doing most of the time.
I would talk. I wouldn't just walk in and be
no, like I would. That's like most of what I would talk about. I was like, "So how's the church stuff going?" And like we just talk about church and things.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I wouldn't just walk in and be like, "Help me with my problems." I'd like talk with him a little bit, get him buttered up,
Buttered up for my problems.
No,
I just don't talk to people about my emotions.
Well, it wasn't my emotions most of the time.
Well, if you're the one trying to solve the problem, then it is your emotions.
Well, I'm sorry. I try to help people when they ask me for help. Wesley.
I just try
I'm
to
a
figure
good person.
No, I just try to figure it out on my own and fail.
That's fair. I can't even argue with that logic.
Be a man.
Well,
society tells men.
Dude, a man can ask for help and be labeled a loser
by society.
But dang, did he solve that problem?
You asked for help? Gross.
What kind of man can't handle everything on his own? You have mental issues, you got PTSD, figure it out.
Be a man.
Suffer in silence like the rest of us.
Can't stand society.
Femboys, ugh. Hide your femininity on the inside like the rest of us. I was waiting for the awkward silence. I was like, how long are we going to keep this going?
Said femboys on the podcast. We've entered that territory.
We're both wearing anime.
You act like that's the same thing.
I mean, Astolfo exists.
That's not the same thing.
He exists, Wesley. Wait, how is that not the same thing?
I don't know. I feel like the word femboys, it denotes a different category.
It does. It does. It's just... Actually, let's look. What denotes a femboy?
Okay.
I feel like we had this conversation at midnight. Hey, do you want that in your search history?
If it's a definition, it's fine.
Well, then last time you were like, I don't want this in my history.
If it didn't have the word definition, I would feel different about it.
Femboy.
The slang term femboy is used to describe someone who is cisgender, but who does not adhere to the norms of masculinity.
That is the most vague definition I've ever heard. So are cross-dressers...
Femboys?
I guess so. I don't know. Guess that makes me cisgender. I don't know. I was trying to like lead a gap to like insinuate.
So go somewhere else? Or
Yeah.
That's to insinuate that you're a femboy.
That was the joke, yes. But like, I don't want to work at Hooters, so I'm good. Yeah, we went there. Anyway, moving on.
I just want you to know that you did this
I
to
know,
the podcast.
I did this.
Why did you do this?
And now your dad's gonna ask you what a femboy is if he listens to this one.
Well, he just read the definition.
Yeah, but he's gonna be like,
He's
"What's
going
a
to be like,
femboy?"
why is Garrett talking about this? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. He,
Okay,
he
that's
ruined
fair.
the podcast.
Oh yeah, it's all my
Frankly.
fault. I mean, I told you what my family asked me at Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a.
You should tell it.
My mom asked me what a Lolita was,
Classic.
which is
Let's look up the definition for that.
no, do not. Do not. Do you want? Okay, I'll read this one. I don't want that in your voice. That cannot be
Why?
clipped. I've said worse at this point.
Ow, my toe.
Oh, sorry, you don't need toes. They grow back. Have you ever heard the term lolly? It's the root word. Wait. No, that's not correct. Whoa. Just click the Wikipedia one.
Well, it's right here.
Oh, I can't. That's to the side for me. Lolita is used to determine a young girl as promiscuously seductive without connotations of victimization. So basically, a little girl that's asking for it. Yeah. Yeah, see what I mean? It's terrible, right? So she asked me this at Thanksgiving in front of my brother and my dad. And I was like, I know the answer, kind of. Like, I knew it was like young girl, older guy kind of thing. You know, and I was just like, you don't want to know. And then I just kind of put my fork in my mouth and kept eating. Oh, dude, that is such an awkward situation. Because, like, I feel like my mom knows I'm just, like, curious about what things are.
Where are you going with
that's
this?
bad.
But you said, "Oh, my mom just." I'm just curious.
Yeah, that was a bad wording. I like to just know as much as I can. It doesn't have to be in like.
I'm the same way. I like a lot of useless knowledge.
Yeah. So when she asked me that, I know it wasn't like a. Do you know what this is, Garrett? It was a. What is this? I don't understand. My son might know.
Put this on there.
Yeah. So, I ended up telling her later. I was like, "You ever heard of the book Lolita?" Oh, that was a conversation. That was a fun one, especially because the conversation was spurred by somebody we know's wife selling Lolita dresses online, and my mom.
That
Ugh. Don't try to save this. Don't be like.
my question is like, if you're selling lolly dresses,
No, Lolita specifically.
same thing.
I mean, yeah.
Is that just a dress for like a small lady,
No.
or are you like here, daughter?
No. I'm pretty sure
Like,
it
what's
was...
the market for that? Like, who would buy a dress that is labeled that? You know, like even if that was their intent, why wouldn't they just buy a small dress?
I don't think the point is that it's a small dress. I think the point is that
It's childlike.
yeah,
I see.
kind of like pedophilia without the illegal part,
Right.
with extra steps.
I
if you
see.
will.
I see.
Yeah. So
With attitude.
yeah, with so like it was a conversation because I didn't want to talk about this. B, I basically learned that means that guy probably likes it if she owns it, and I knew this guy. Not very well, but like
Every time you see him, you're just like, "There's that
I
guy."
haven't seen him in a long time, thankfully. But like he used to come over to my house growing up because he was my brother's friend, and he would come over a lot.
Yeah.
So it's weird because like just the thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't. If you ever like stuff like that, don't tell me. I will judge you forever.
If you ever like stuff like that, stop.
Yeah, get some help.
Stop it.
There's probably like Lolicon Anonymous.
Probably.
I mean, it's probably a thing. Look it up.
Why do I have to look that up?
Lolicon Anonymous definition.
It's
fine, it's got definition.
Makes it fine.
It does. It's probably a 4chan thing. You think about how to spell anonymous?
Yes.
I think it's a Y and then M-O-U-S-A. M-O-U-S. I added the A because of, good old United States of America. Hey, I got it right. It's a Steam group.
community. I think the Steam community is probably sarcastic.
I'm kind of curious, though. It's 6... Dude, they have 9 members online. It was made in 2015.
I feel like the Steam community is probably sarcastic when they say anonymous.
We'll blur the screen if we have to. Oh, no! No, it's okay if it's a draw. No. Yep, blur that. That wasn't that bad, but it's pretty close.
I don't know how to blur things.
I mean, we can figure it out. What is Anon?
That's from 4chan. Like, that's what all the
Anonymous?
all the users are called, like, anonymous number, whatever, and, like, they'll shorten it to Anon.
Oh, okay. Anon has regret. Oh, no. Know your meme, Lolicon. That sounds awful. We hit... You know how... Dude, this is going to make a great transition. I'm going to tell you that. I feel like we can just... I think it's probably for the best we don't. Alright. So speaking of anime...
Okay, let's distinction.
Yeah.
How was that a transition? How is that speaking of anime?
Well, I was gonna say speaking of lolicons, but my brain went no. Let's change that word to anime at the last.
How is that's not the same thing.
Anime?
We need lolicon and anime.
I mean, they kind of go hand in hand.
No, they don't. I disagree.
I mean, isn't lolicon just like pedophilia but for anime? Or is they call pedophiles that?
A lolicon is a pedophile.
Yeah. And a pedophile is not a lolicon. Square, rectangle, square thing?
No. I don't know what we're discussing.
I don't either.
Anime and lolicon do not go hand in hand.
I mean...
There are people who are
Lolicons watch
lolicon.
anime.
There
but
are
animes watchers don't lolicon.
Yeah, not... Most, like 99% of anime watchers are not lolicons.
But
That's
that
like
1%.
saying pedophilia and humans go hand in hand. It's
I mean,
like
they do.
They,
There's a group of pedophiles for every humans that exist.
for every humans.
Yeah, for every human that
You
exists.
said there's a pedophile for every humans.
If you say it fast, it doesn't sound stupid. I like how we said for every anime watchers, there's a lolicon, and we're both wearing shirts.
I'm pretty sure. How old is Rim?
Don't say that statement. It's not a lolicon. She's like 400.
18. We're good.
Legal. Plus, when the state. Well, it's Japan, right? Isn't it like 14?
Pretty sure it's like 13.
Well, that's the lowest. In each precinct, I think it's a different age. Yeah? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. That would be prefecture.
I said precinct, didn't I? That's a cop thing. It reads the age of consent in Japan. In Japan.
It's 13.
It's 13.
That's crazy.
disturbing. And then one of the top questions is can a 16-year-old date a 20-year-old in Japan? I imagine a 13-year-old could.
I would definitely think so.
The legal voting age in Japan was 20.
That's so weird. The age of consent is 13, but the age of voting is 20.
I mean, you can make kids legally. You just can't vote.
That makes sense. Not saying the age of voting should be 13 either, but
No. I mean, I even argue 18 is too young. Because I feel like at this point you're just voting based off what your parents say.
I feel like I have more influence on my parents' vote than they have on mine.
Fair enough.
But that's probably not the case everywhere. Like,
Also, it says the lowest age of consent in Mexico is 12. Look.
come on, Mexico. Let's get it together, man.
See, I want to crack a joke, but I don't want it going on record.
You can cut it if it's too bad.
What's the age of consent in Guatemala?
I don't. What's
You know the running joke?
no?
Nah, I can't say it. Anyway, moving on. 12 and 13 are pretty low. Like, even 16 is arguably low in Alabama for me. A 16-year-old and a 20-year-old is completely legal.
No, it's not.
It
I thought it was just like the age of consent if you're both minors. I thought like
I don't know. Well, a 14...
I thought that was how it worked.
14 and 16 can because that Romeo-Juliet law. That's the thing. It's like you have to be at least 4 years of age difference.
Right.
So, like, somebody who's 40 can't with a 16, but, like, I think 16... Something
But
weird like
18 can't either. I think it's like 16 to like 17 and 364 days or whatever. Like, I thought it was that how it worked.
that. Which, even though it is by law illegal, nobody's going to convict you for that.
Right.
You go to court and you'd be like, dude, we were... No, if you were dating before 18, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think that's the Romeo and Juliet thing. If you're dating before one of you is no longer a minor.
Maybe? I don't know. Look, I don't study sex laws.
Let's have a sex laws episode.
Let's get back and be more knowledgeable with this. Think about all the statutes of limitations and stuff, you know.
Yeah, clearly knowledge we need.
I mean, we can't use any of the minor stuff. We're both, like, not a minor.
Yeah,
So
that's...
I can legally, like, sign my life away now. You know? Sign
To what?
contracts, go into crippling debt, you know, to a company.
That's exciting.
Oh, dude, I love the idea of crippling debt. Just like crippling depression.
I already know what that's like.
Don't shut up.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's get back
Anime.
to
Transition.
let's get back to the meat and potatoes of this podcast. What it was supposed
Why
to
are
be
you
about.
making fun of me when I said meat and potatoes that one time? I didn't think it was that weird of a thing to say, but I said it like at the start of a podcast a few episodes back, and my dad came in my room and he's like, meat and potatoes?
Wait, here it is.
Yeah, he listens to the podcast.
Oh, you mean he said it and then like a few days
No,
later.
like I said it in the podcast. And then he came in my room after listening to it, and he was like, meat and potatoes?
See, I didn't
I
think
didn't think
it
it
was
was, yeah.
I just genuinely said it right then. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh, I thought you were making
No,
fun.
I wasn't. This is the funny part. Okay, well, we were supposed to do this like 40 minutes ago. Then we started talking about lollies. What are we going to name this episode?
No, it was... What led to that?
Lolita.
I know that, but like before that...
Thanksgiving podcast. You said you had a bunch of stories to tell that we haven't gotten to either.
Yeah, we still got stuff to cover. Anyway, anime.
And
Okay, so like we mentioned last podcast, it was our birthdays at the start of this month.
oh yeah, dude, that was 21 days ago.
That month like flew by.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks since our birthday to the day.
Yep,
Or my birthday anyway.
mine will be tomorrow. 3 weeks ago.
Lame. You believe we can buy cigarettes?
No, we can't.
We can.
The law was changed in Alabama to 21.
Dang it! No.
I would have.
buy some Marlboros.
I would have bought a pipe for real.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would have.
Why?
Pipes are cool.
You just wanna
Have you ever
smoke?
looked at a guy smoking a pipe and didn't think he was very knowledgeable?
No.
What are you talking
What
about?
do you think he is, a wizard?
No, I just think he knows things. Like if you walk up and you see an older gentleman sitting on a porch, you know, and he's smoking a pipe and looking off into the distance.
Does he have a top hat?
No,
No.
but he could.
Top hat's important.
Optional. But like that guy knows some stuff.
No.
Yes, he
I don't
does.
agree.
That is
False.
objectively true.
Anyway,
That guy knows some. That guy knows some stuff.
Okay, whatever. We were literally just like, all right, back on track. Now we're like, pipe.
Just being honest.
Yeah. Well, Wesley, was it who had the idea? Was it? I think it was me.
It was kind of a combined effort. Like we were both. It was like super late after we played video games, and like we were browsing strange things on Amazon.
It was literally 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And then it slowly led to like, what if I just sent this to your house?
It was like, dude, let's do that. So we bought a bunch of random stuff to send to each other.
Yeah.
And now we're going to talk about the stuff that we got.
Wow, nice wording there. So we came up with the idea where you're supposed to send one gift the person would like, and then two kind of like trashy ones. Not trashy, but like funny.
Yeah.
So you start with the good ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. You okay?
I was thinking, because like I still have one gift that hasn't arrived.
That was the good one, wasn't it?
No.
What was the good?
The one that hasn't arrived is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But like it's not that important. We'll probably mention it next episode, just briefly.
I really hope it's the statue of the little like guy who was like he has got it.
No, it's not.
I should just send that to your house. No
but
context.
The good gift that Garrett got me was this hoodie.
I thought it was funny.
I'll get up and show you the back. Okay, so but first
we
off,
don't gotta show them the back. It's on the tater.
Well, they can't see that very well.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But I would also like to point out that he like copy pasted Japanese on it, and this front makes no sense. It says "Senpai like watching me."
I think it was supposed to be like apostrophe S. Like senpai's watching me or something. I was trying to go for something kind of cringy but funny.
And this is the back.
Well, they can't see it. I don't think. They can see the back. But I know he likes this stuff, so I was like, "This is good. He'll appreciate this."
The top line says "Stop trying to read this," and the line below that says "Rem is best girl,"
Yeah,
which is
something
the girl
Wesley
on the shirt.
says all the time.
Not all the time,
You say it a
but when
lot.
we're talking about Rem.
Yeah. And then for me, Wesley was like, "What's a good gift for you?" I was like, "I don't know. I want a hat." So what he got me was this Legend of Zelda hat, and I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, mine's actually just a cool present.
Yeah, but I also feel like both of ours are kind of weird to wear out in public.
That's fair.
Because I mean,
Especially when you're rocking the Zelda hat with the shirt you're wearing.
with my other gift.
Show off the shirt first. The mouse.
So the hat's kind of cool though. I actually kind of like that design. I might actually wear that. Although the only thing I feel weird is kind of the style. I just look like a douche.
Straight up G.
Oh. Well, you're in a different way.
If you get like the hairdryer and like mold the front a little bit, it'll look a little better.
See, I don't understand that. I get what you're saying, but like,
Yeah, if you get a hairdryer, you can like mold the front.
what would I mold it to?
Your head. Or just something rounder.
Well, my head isn't exactly the most round thing.
Well,
Here you
mold
go.
it closer to your head.
There we go.
That looks better. Besides what your hair is doing.
What's it doing? Oh. Okay, but he got me this shirt. And for those of you that can read, most of you,
Those of you that can read.
it says, I don't know if this pick it up. It
says anime is life.
It's got a picture of a girl with a hoodie.
None of us know who that girl is either.
Drop it in the comments if you know.
If you know what show that's from. If it's from anything.
Watch it be like Boku no Sensei or something. I don't know.
My sensei.
Is that what? I don't know what these words mean. They just
You
sound
just said let me say something that sounds Japanese.
Pretty much. All right, that's two of mine. So go with one of yours.
Okay.
I'd probably go with the weird one.
That one?
Sure.
Okay, so this one was kind of a dud, let's be honest.
Yeah, it was a sucky dud.
He got me, you probably can't see it in the shot, but it's a unicorn head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be a squirrel feeder that you put food in the horn, and the squirrel like nestles and wears the unicorn head as he's eating the food.
Yeah.
Which he said that he thought when he was buying it that it was just a statue of a squirrel with a unicorn head.
And I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Because that picture was dang convincing. Like, I'm sorry. I was like, he could put that on his desk. Like, for like a week, and we could laugh at it. But then it came, like, the moment I bought it and I looked at it sending in the mail, I was like, that's just a head, isn't it? And I denied the thought. I was like, this is not what it's going to be. And then he opened the box, and I was severely disappointed. It's like, What is this? This is just a unicorn head. So I kind of hope one day I'll get him to put it in his backyard. He'll look out and it's stuck on a squirrel's head. Because that was kind of how it's advertised. Like the squirrel's head gets stuck in it, I think.
Well, who feeds squirrels like that anyway?
Who lets squirrels' heads get stuck in things? Yeah, like, what's the point?
Seems dangerous for the squirrel.
Don't cats get stuck in, like,
Squirrels?
jars? What am I thinking? There's something like cats will reach into and they get stuck in
Boxes?
Is it boxes?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Definitely not jars.
For like a really big jar.
Let me get my cat jar.
It catches all the cats in the neighborhood.
My big jar.
It's just a big mason jar. And like you look inside and the cat's eye just goes...
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about my last thing, because your last thing is an absolute banger.
I'm going to go grab it.
Yeah, you can grab it if you want to. Just don't, like, knock anything down, as I already did earlier.
Promises. Bro, this thing's starting to get tuberous.
My mom said you should wait until next season and, like, plant some potatoes with it. Because, you know, that's how you plant potatoes. Like,
Just shove it in the ground.
yeah, but you have to wait for, like, it to sprout
Oh, the tubers?
the thingies.
Tubers.
The thingies.
You're supposed to eat those, I think. They're actually quite healthy.
Plant
I'm
more
just-
potatoes with it.
I don't know. Oh, probably should.
You're just going to hold it and look at it?
Look at it. Here, you can start talking.
So it's a potato with the same picture that's on the back of the hoodie,
Wow,
and
this
then
is-
some words on the back of it.
Bro, you got some wide shot on this.
Yeah, it's on a really wide angle.
All right.
But yeah, apparently there's a service on Amazon where you can just send someone a potato with an image on it.
Yeah, I don't remember what
And-
that says.
It says...
Yeah, you just
I don't
read
really
it.
remember either.
Try to read it.
私はじゃがいもの先輩です。My something senpai.
I think it
I don't
was.
know what じゃがいも.
Jagai. Google.
Jisho, help me.
You show. Oh, that's
That's the website I use. 1 second.
We gotta remember this. Romaji. Giotto. I'm very. Did you just say no? Potato.
Oh.
Senpai, I want a potato.
Well,
Wait. Look at the second translation. Spud gun.
it says my potato senpai.
90% sure that's not what I meant. Here, I'll put potato kohai back up there.
Well, that's my potato senpai. I would be the kohai in that scenario.
Wait.
My-
Oh, I see. Hey, there's the tubers. Dude, you should totally plant this. See if it grows her.
Just rem comes out of the ground.
Don't act like you'd be disappointed.
I wouldn't.
I know.
I would be confused.
I mean, think about it. You'd be like, you look in the backyard, there's just a little blue thing growing, and it like slowly becomes a head. That sounds terrifying. Never mind. And then, now we move on to the Wesley's favorite star item, because I said, "Don't get me this," and then he did it. And he thought he was being very funny. I'm just gonna. You know what? You get to say it. I'm just gonna walk over to the camera.
Okay, so what I got him was a very special mouse pad that has some extra wrist support
Yeah, I gotta keep
with a nice, just like a character on it, you know, that adds a little bit of flair to any desk setup.
Why don't you tell them what character that is? What
Well,
its name
that
is?
character is from a very popular animation show.
Animation show. Isn't it Fate?
Yeah, it's from Fate Apocrypha specifically.
Yeah. In case you didn't know, that's a part of the Bible we normal.
What?
It's like that's a part of the Bible. Most Christians section.
Well, it's the Apocrypha. The show has nothing to do with the Apocrypha.
Dude, I was just being funny.
The Apocrypha is one of the Hebrew texts that most Christians and Jews are like, don't accept as scripture. They accept it as a historical
okay,
book.
wait,
but the Catholics do accept it as scripture.
Look, not every one of us is in Bible Studies 101 or whatever it was.
It's not what it's called.
Intro to Old Testament.
Anyway, that character is from the very popular show, Fate Stay Night Apocrypha, or Fate Apocrypha. I don't remember the official name. But he is a very popular character.
Oh, yeah, dude, so many people like him.
Yeah. And that's,
He gets a lot of attention.
yeah, very, very big fan base he has.
Get a lot of people. He's not exactly an object in the show. It's just he's coincidentally looking like that in a lot of scenes. He's very proud of himself.
He's very prominent
Poetic.
character.
Oh, yeah.
Poetic.
I don't know. My brain was like P word.
Ben Shapiro.
No, not that P word. What's a word P word? My wife's a doctor.
I know I know a doctor. She's my wife.
and upon reviewing these words in the thing, I have to say you should see a doctor.
Okay, and speaking of anime,
Just you just see Shapiro.
this leads into one of the stories I had to tell. Speaking of anime,
Oh yeah, that's what we're
we've been playing one of the games we've been playing besides CS:GO. I'm still grinding CS:GO.
always. It's his
Addiction.
crack of choice.
But anyway, I thought I had to burp, but I didn't.
You should. Commit.
Both of us, more so
was.
I,
Excuse me.
but both of us have been playing Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Very popular game recently.
I played it a bit begrudgingly for the record.
You started to like it.
No. This is okay.
Pretty good.
No.
But anyway, okay. And one day I was playing it and I broke down and wanted to make a $5 purchase on it.
What?
Who cares?
Why?
Anyway, so I wanted to make this $5 purchase, and the company that runs Genshin Impact is a Chinese company named like Mi-Yo-Ho or something.
So it thought you were getting...
No, I it's funnier than what you're thinking. Okay?
Okay.
So, and what makes it even worse is that company is like transaction system is really bad. I even looked on Reddit and like they were talking about how bad it was because they don't have PayPal, and so people are upset about it. And I went to Reddit and see what people were doing, and one guy mentioned that he used his phone even and just bought it through there, and it actually went through. Because like I tried to do it on my PC and it like said no.
No.
And it did that a couple times. I tried a few times, and I eventually did go on my phone.
Oh, it's a $5 purchase. What were you trying to buy?
It was just annoying. It was like, I don't know the name of it, but it was like,
Were you trying to buy outfits?
no. It was like, so I could get more
The
stuff.
wishing
I
stand.
wanted to do a wish. Okay, I just wanted to do a wish, which is like,
You wanted to do a loot box.
yeah. I just wanted $5. I just
I wanted to gamble.
Just needed to gamble.
I need to gamble.
Okay, so I eventually go on my phone and do this. And so it works fine on my phone. I make a wish, and I make a wish.
Foundation, if you will.
But yeah, I do the microtransaction. Everything's fine. And I go to bed.
Is that what it
Pretty
sounded
sure
like
this
when you
was the
did
day
it?
before Thanksgiving as well. And I wake up, and I find my mom goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, I canceled your card."
What?
And
Why did she do it?
because unbeknownst to me, she was getting my fraud alert notifications, which she didn't really know that either, to be honest.
Okay, that's
Okay.
weird.
Well, it's because like when I started my bank account, I was a minor,
Cosign,
so
yeah.
she was like above my bank account, like we're all connected or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was getting the notifications, and when she first got the notifications, she literally didn't even know it was her card. She was just like saw that it was a fraud alert and immediately canceled the card. And she said after she did it, she realized that it said card owner Wesley Scrivener. and I looked at her and I was like, so you canceled my card because you didn't recognize a payment that you didn't make.
Don't. Okay, I get your point, but man, you sound like a turd.
I didn't say it that aggressively.
Okay.
It was just like really.
Mother.
It was like, so you didn't recognize a purchase on my card. I was like, that makes sense because like, it's not your card.
No wonder you didn't.
But yeah, so I had to call today and like, be like, can you turn my card back on, please?
And my mom can't do my.
It was like, is this purchase you? I was like, yep.
That was awkward. Did you make a purchase for Genshin Impact?
That was like MiHoYo. And mom was like, fraud alert. Like all she saw was fraud alert, and she was like already canceling the card.
Did
She
the
like
guy-
didn't read anything else.
Did the guy have to read it though? He's like, you make a purchase from MiHoYo.
He didn't say that like Squidward.
That's how you said it.
I know.
MiHoYo.
Is that Doodle Bob?
Me haw yoy me noy. Anyway, moving on.
So yeah, that happened. It was quite eventful. It was the talk of our Thanksgiving. How Mom just canceled my card.
But I mean, did they not question what you were buying that set
No.
off the front alert?
I was like, it was a video game.
Oh, you weren't like, it was a gotcha game.
Wow,
I don't know.
it's a video game.
I don't know, I just thought it was funny. Just go into extreme detail. They're like, okay. I would actually do it myself, but I like to, imagine. But what was the other story?
Okay, the other story was I was at work one day and I got like 20 calls from the same number. It was like,
This has been happening to my boss.
well, this probably isn't what happened to your boss.
Oh.
But like it was like a ton of calls. And I eventually called, like answered in the middle of work, and the guy said, hello, and I like hung back up.
Why?
I like answered and hung up again. I don't know why. Because
Chicken.
well, no, I know why. Because if I'm getting spammed, I'll answer and see if it's a robot and close it. But so that was happening, and then so I left work. It was like whatever, I forgot about it. And then I get a text, and since my phone's using the stroke rate, I can't read the texts, but it was in all caps. Not like aggressive. It was like, this is probably an old person.
Oh.
And it was like, hello, this is I don't want to use their real names. Barbara and Ron.
Those are the...
That's not. It was no. I don't know who these people
Are
are.
those the names of the...
No, it's not.
Oh. That was Jeff. No. Kidding.
I don't know. Anyway, this is Sarah and James. This is Sarah and James, and we were. Is that you, Mac? I think was the guy they were trying to contact.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
And like, I don't know. I can't remember anything now. My phone's over there. It was in all caps, and these old people trying to ask if it was me, and I was like, I think you have the wrong number. My name is Wesley. And they're like, oh, sorry.
They spammed you like 20
I said Happy Thanksgiving, though.
Oh, dude, that's kind of sad.
But
though.
then it was kind of wholesome.
What'd they say?
They're
They just said Happy Thanksgiving back.
they were like, Happy Thanksgiving to you, and they said like some weird phrase that like I didn't recognize, but then they said like something along the lines of God bless y'all, and I was like, Merry Christmas, and it was like wholesome after that.
That's kind of weird. That's one of those levels of me things I get it. Did I tell you about the gas station?
No, I'm gonna take off this hoodie while you're telling that.
You don't want to wear it the rest of the podcast?
No, I'm really hot.
Oh, I mean, but I think I might have told this on the podcast last time. No, it was after we left last time.
I think you did tell me about this.
The midnight thing?
Yeah.
I don't think I told you that.
You didn't tell him the podcast.
Still don't know this guy's name. Never told me his name. But I went to a gas station. One of the kind of sketchy ones, not gonna lie. Like, it's not in a shady area. It's just this is the gas station. You might get shot out of all the gas stations in our area. Other than Vulcan. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know where Vulcan is? It's like 2 minutes from here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I might know what it is.
It's by Mr. G's.
Oh, yeah.
Point being, that's the only other gas station I can think of where you get shot. This one though, it's a Circle K. It's a little sketchy. You drive up. There's not a very big parking lot, other than like gas. I go inside. I have my mask on, and the guy behind the counter is like, "You don't need that." So I was like, "Okay." It was just me in the store. He was behind the little shield and everything, so I didn't really care. I'm a very responsible. What is this? Am I that sweaty?
Probably.
Okay. Well, point being, he says that to me. I'm like, whatever. I'm the only one in the store. He's got a face shield. Nobody's around me. If somebody else comes in, I'm going to put it on,
Right.
So I take it off, and he starts talking to me. He's like, you go to school around here. I was like, I was like, okay, storekeeper making small talk. It's midnight. He's probably bored,
Right.
Hadn't got anybody to talk to. So I'm like, yeah, I used to go to County High. She's like, you used to go to County High. I used to go to Sipsy. Right? I couldn't think of the name. These are just names, like, just coming up with them off the top of my head,
Right.
And he just starts going, yada, yada, yada. How do I know you? Are you in, like, some kind of group or something? Yeah, it's like, I didn't realize this till later, but it felt like this man was like trying to get information out of me. If he was probably like one of his next questions would be like, what's your social security number?
Hey, by the way, what's the last 4 digits of yours?
I make it sound like he's an old man. He's like 22, but this kept going, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. It's getting kind of weird. So I get my drink that I got, and I walk up to the counter. I pay for it. He's like, all right, man, you have a good one. And I start to walk out the door. He walks out from around the counter, follows me out the door, stands at the sidewalk to my car, like right in front of it. Just keeps talking. He's talking to me. And he's like, do you know my other job? I'm a mechanic. I was like, I've never met you before. And this kept going. I sat at a gas station and talked to a random dude for like 15 minutes.
Sounds delightful.
I hated it. But I was like, I'm not going to be rude. Drive away. Because I had this weird feeling that I was supposed to go to the gas station.
Right.
So I was like, I guess I'm supposed to be here. So I just got to let him talk. And eventually he's like, want to see my car? I was like, I am not this stupid. I am not this stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not this dumb. I looked at him dead in the eye and go, you realize how sketchy that sounds, right? That is like how everybody gets abducted. And he looks at me and goes, yes, you're right. Like slapping his pockets, like slaps his pockets. I ain't got nothing. Holds his hands up in the air.
Wow, very convincing.
I know. And then walks with his hands up in the air towards his car. And like, I was like, God, you brought me here. Just keep me safe for this, right? So
Don't let this be how it ends.
Yeah. I kept a 6-foot pole from the car, and I kind of like, he opened the car door, kind of looked inside. I'm like poking it with my proverbial pole.
I was hoping you had a literal 6-foot pole.
Yeah.
Maybe a 39.5-foot pole.
Or a rod of extending or whatever Goku had.
I was talking about the Grinch.
Oh, see, I didn't get the reference.
I wouldn't touch you with the 39.5-foot pole.
I've never heard, I don't remember that line. Oh, well, and either way, right? He's like, check it out. And he opens the car door, and it's like destroyed.
You're one.
Wesley. Point being, he opens the car door, and it's like destroyed. It looks like somebody released a cat. Don't look up Mr. Grinch lyrics. You only told us 2, and you think you had 3 stories.
No, I had 2.
Oh, well, point being, he opened up the car, right? And he's like, you want to know why I got this for cheap? It looks like somebody like got a pack of wild cats and just threw them in the car and let them scratch the crap out of everything. He goes, I gotta steal.
I do have another one I could tell, but
Okay.
it's not like I have to tell.
Well, point being, after that, he talked to me and was like, still digging information out of me. He's like, you got a brother? It's like, yeah.
Hey, he's coming here right now.
Yeah, and at some points, I eventually just started like making up answers because it started getting kind of creepy.
Dude, I would have left way before you did, man.
Well, it's a different.
I know it's different when, like, it's easy for me to say that, but, like, I feel like that's what I do.
No, I was gonna say it is easier to say that, but I mean it feels different when you feel like you have to go there.
Right,
Like,
right.
when you got that like magnet that's like,
Yeah. I know what
I
you're
gotta go here. I gotta go here. It's midnight. I could die, but for some reason I gotta go here. Somebody wants me here. I don't know if it's him or him, and somebody wants me here. So
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
and then eventually I drove off, and I was like,
That was weird.
yeah, I was like, that was odd. That's a story that happened. I wonder.
Perfect podcast material.
Well, in my head, I was like, was this like, because this was just a weird event for me.
Right.
But what if that meant something like ludicrous for that guy? Like that could have been, he was like, I'm not going to die. And all I did was just talk to him at the gas station.
Hey, that could happen.
I know, and that's why it's kind of disturbing. Like, did I just inadvertently save a man's life? I'm not trying to like be grandiose.
Right. I get what you're saying. Things that we often don't think have impact have impact.
Yeah.
Things we think have impact do nothing.
Dude, I just stopped there because I felt like I had to, and I wanted a slice of pizza, and then like that was it.
Dude, I don't think I've ever tried the like Hunt Brothers pizza, like the
Oh, it's
gas
good.
station. I've heard it's good.
It's good. Alabama's got the best gas station food, apparently.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Which says something about other states' gas
Yeah, I was
station
about to
food.
say, I was like, I mean, it's actually, I take that back. I know one really good place.
The one on the way to Gulf Shores?
No, the one on the way to Gordo.
Oh, that one too.
Crispy chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I think those are the
That's
gas.
some good chicken. Like, me and my dad, when we're going to Gordo, it's like, we're going to stop. Like, we would rather go there than go to, like, somewhere else.
I think that's the idea, though, is that we have the good, like, gas station, all-you-can-eat places.
Yeah.
There's one on the way to Gulf Shores that has like those steak cut French fries, the good chicken fingers. They got seasoning and stuff on it. They sell green beans, like cooked green
chicken
beans.
livers.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to disagree on that. I do like chicken.
I don't like them. I just know what you're talking about.
Oh,
yeah. They got
have
like,
you ever ate them?
Yes. How would I know I didn't like them?
Oh, you said you didn't like them. I don't process things.
Oh, I thought you were doing the thing my mom does for just like I don't like them. It's like, well, have you had them? I'm like, yes.
But yeah, dip them in hot sauce. Chicken livers, bro.
I think they have corn, like peas. They got all the vegetables.
The metal band.
Vegetables?
Corn.
Oh.
Yeah, what's up, guys? We're vegetables.
Oh, so what's up, guys? We're corn. Is even better. How is that any different?
Corn with a K.
How else do you spell corn? No, I'm kidding. No, I don't need to see a picture of corn. Remember that thing in the Discord where it was like corn?
Yeah. That was a whole thing on Reddit. It was like on this day, like it was like September something, everyone's posting corn. And it was just like pictures of corn all over Reddit. Corn everywhere. Gratuitous corn.
I would totally buy a brand called Gratuitous Corn. Hey, this is Koyan.
Wow, he thinks he's Russian.
No,
I'm just kidding.
that's just what it says.
There they are.
Or Soyan, rather. Wow. Imagine getting a band of like highly talented people and you're like, what should we name this? You're like, corn!
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
Is it though?
Yeah.
That'd be like you being like, we're Wesley and the Needlefish.
How is that the same thing?
This is the same level of epic.
Needlefish and corn?
I mean, one's a SpongeBob
Like
reference.
needlefish is arguably more epic.
No, it's just a SpongeBob reference.
The needlefish.
Ted and the
What about the
Needlefish.
swordfish?
Nah, it's got to be Needlefish, man. Otherwise, it's not SpongeBob joke. Don't you remember this the wig episode?
No.
Yeah, well, there was a wig that got lost in the wind.
The wig.
The wig got lost in the wind. And then he puts it on his head, and everybody's like, oh, he's so high society with his wig. That was a stupid episode. But I remember it just because of Ted and the Needlefish. Yeah, pretty obscure reference.
Nice.
Just like Patrick's Iron Cheeks.
Dude, that's legendary.
Is it?
In my book.
No.
Should I tell the last story? It's
Yeah,
not
and
that.
We could do it. And then that'll be the last one.
Okay.
Last one.
So, this was kind of weird, but like I have weird family.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It was picking up you a lot when I talk.
Well,
Or other way around.
yeah, it does that.
Well, I know. I was just wondering if I could mute it. Looks like my hands do a good job.
Anyway.
That was probably super loud.
Okay, so I'm at work and we're closing stuff down, and I talked to my cousin.
Miley.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Cyrus.
Yeah, my cousin Miley Cyrus.
Also known as Manahantana.
She is a trainer at my place of work, and she also hangs out there a lot because her husband's also a trainer there. And she worked out there.
Cousins.
Different cousin than you're thinking of.
Oh.
Yeah, but I talk to her pretty often, most days. And we're closing everything down, and I walk over to talk to her as we're getting everything shut down, and I'm working with this girl. Her name's not really important, but I don't know. And she's like, "Hey Wesley, you should go seduce her."
Is this Carl?
Carl?
Does it start with a K?
No.
That cousin? Oh. Is this what I know?
Maybe.
Were they at the Thanksgiving?
At my Thanksgiving this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think you know.
fair enough. Anyway.
Anyway, she was like, "You should seduce this girl," which is it's not that odd of a joke. We make weird jokes.
Yeah.
And I don't really know this girl or am any meaningful friends with this girl,
Yeah.
so it's obviously a joke. And she's like, she likes dorky white dudes. I saw it on her Instagram. And then my other coworker / friend, who's more good friends with my cousin than she is me, was agreeing with her, and she was like, "Yeah, you should just flash her."
Huh?
And I was laughing at the jokes, but then I my brain stopped and went. It was imagine if a guy made this joke to a girl. I was like, that would be harassment. And so I'm laughing, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I could report these people. I was like, this is harassment.
I mean, it is, but
It's like you should bend over in front of her. It's like
wait, they said that too?
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
If you did that thing, you would get in so much trouble, though.
I know.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just
Like,
saying,
but yes, they're like, you should bend over in front of her and seduce her. That was what their advice was. It's like, you should flash her. Could you imagine? Like, it's funny, and I don't care. But like, the back of my mind was going like, imagine if I said that to her. That would be sexual harassment.
It would. That's the funny
And that's
part.
what's wrong with society.
Not anything we talk. This episode's gonna
That
be
wrapped
called.
back to the first thing we talked about.
This episode's gonna be called "What's Wrong with Society."
That's a good title for this episode. But like, isn't that so true though?
Yeah, I agree.
It's like that. This is why we live in a society.
The best of times and the worst of times.
Like, it's funny, but it's just like, really, man?
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of another story. We've been over this before. My manager and boss are Indian. That's fine. There's no problem with that. But sometimes their grasp on the human language.
The human language.
The English language.
human language.
The English language is what I mean. And the stuff they say,
Words.
not entirely what they mean. In this situation, it's a little bit less of that. But, you know, I work with a guy named Sabal.
Bjork.
Yeah, sure, Bjork. Let's call him Bjork. Bjork is like 17. You know, he's pretty close to my age. So, you know, we're kind of buds. We just kind of do stupid things and hang out, right? So, one day, for some reason, we were doing that thing like, you know, us really straight men do. So confident in our straightness
Us
that we
really straight men. Wow, what a way to start a sentence. You know, us really straight men.
Well, I'm saying that'd be funny because him and I were like doing the joke flirting.
Right.
You know, it's just like
Doing the jerk. The joke flirting. Doing the jerk flirting.
So I was kidding. I was joking around. I was like, Bjork, you look so great today. You know, just like stuff like that. You know, kidding around. And then he handed me something I needed, and I was like, "Thank you, sweetheart. I love you." You know, I looked him dead in the
Were
eye.
the customers inside?
No. It was just it was me, Bjork, and my manager, right?
Oh.
And like he and I are clearly kidding, and he's like, "I love you so much too." You know.
Right.
And the manager behind us does not catch that we're kidding. Like he just went right over her head, and she goes, "Oh." And then she went, "Gay?"
That's funny. Gay?
we died, and I looked at her and like I stopped laughing. I just went straight. You know that thing I do where I just go straight face sometimes. I was just like, and I went no. And ever since then, like
That's pretty funny.
Sometimes-
Did she get it as a joke after you said that?
yeah. And then every once in a while, Bjork and I would look at each other and be like, "Gay."
That's pretty good.
And it's so great. Like
I like that.
I always forgot to tell you that story. This is like 2 weeks ago.
That's golden.
Gay.
Gay?
Which is fine. Gay people, you know, they do their thing, right? But it's just the story is just great.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. How about you end it this time?
Do the outro?
Yeah.
I do the intro.
But like you could do the
Yeah.
outro this time.
Do I have to do the same as you?
No, you can make up your own.
Beep boop boop. Beep.
That's the end of the podcast. Yep. I hope we gotta leave in that part. Yep.